Hello, I'm Mel Crafting and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a Valentine's Day card and how I've made it. It is inspired by chemistry and science, so let's have a look at what equipment I'll be using. To start off, I'll be using this Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Up ink pad. It's a lovely red that'll be used on the background. I'll be using this Concord and 9th Simple Serif Alphabet Stamp and Die set. As you can see, I store my stamps in black envelopes. You can see a divider there. So in the front where that plastic is, I usually store the die cut, and behind it will be the die set, the stamp set. On the front, I stamp the stamp set using white pigment ink, so I know what the stamp and die set is all about. I'll show you an example of one of the die cut letters, and it's pretty awesome. The stamp set is thin line and is able to be stamped inside on top of those die cuts. I also wanted to use this Simon Says stamp, All the Thanks stamp set, because it has this lovely sentiment that says, I appreciate you so much, which is perfect for my partner. So you'll be seeing that on this card. And last but not least is this Chemistry Love stamp set, which is the inspiration for this card. I got it off AliExpress for quite cheap, and unfortunately those little sentiments are quite tiny. The letters are quite small, and so are the images. So when I got the stamp set, I decided I wanted to make a background, and well, Valentine's Day is coming up, so went for a Valentine's Day card. Right, so let's go. I've already pre-arranged those small images on my stamping platform, and put down a pink note card using masking tape onto my stamping surface. I'm using my ink pad now to ink up all those little stamps. If you're wondering, the stamping platform I'm using is a We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press stamping platform, and I've used it many times, and it's great for stamping and re-stamping without the risk of using an acrylic block where you have that issue of trying to line it back up. As you can see, I needed to re-stamp. Some of those images didn't quite stamp very well, so just put the door back down on my stamping platform and re-stamp it, and yeah, it comes out nice and perfectly. Right, I did make a little bit of mess on the door and of my stamping platform, but I just used a baby wipe to clean it up. And then I kind of looked at my background and I moved the masking tape and find that there's quite a few gaps there, and there's a few little spaces in the center of the background that I wasn't happy with. So I decided to clean up all those stamps and have a look at which stamps and images I could do extras with, and just go over the edge on my background and just fill in the background and make it more complete. So you'll see me very shortly arrange a few of those stamps again, just to fill in the gaps and the edges. I also use an acrylic block, as you can see here, to collect up all those little images so I don't lose them while I'm in the middle of a project, and I'll put them all back in with the original stamp set onto the plastic fronts, etc. when I'm done. So yeah, I'm grabbing it with that. So I just grabbed the stamps with the door of my stamping platform. Now I'm inking them up with my ink pad. As you can see, still making a mess all over the door, but I'll grab a baby wipe very shortly and clean that up, just to limit the risk of smearing that ink all over the rest of the background that I don't want, which is something I don't want. Right, I'm stamping those extra little stamps down. Yep. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a green Kawasaki armband, it's to remind me which side to feed my 1-year-old on. Yeah, I was having issues remembering, and lovely, my 3-year-old decided, hey, that might be a good idea. Here we have the die set that I'm using from the Concord and 9th stamp and die set. This is how the stamp set stamps, but today I'm just using the die cut set. And so I've die cut all the letters of the alphabet all at once, and now I'm grabbing the letters to make up Happy Valentines. I'm just arranging them quite organically until I've got all the letters arranged, and then I'll line them up and space them out so they look nice, so it looks nice to look at. I didn't use a T-ruler, although if I was to make this card again, I would use a T-ruler or a T-square just to line up those letters so they're nice and straight. That's the perfectionist in me. And then I arranged that sentiment saying I appreciate you so much, as well as a couple of hearts from that same alphabet stamp and die set. The next thing I do is I grab some liquid glue and a toothpick, and I dot little bits of liquid glue on the back of those die cut letters and images to stick them down onto the card front. Unfortunately, this did warp my note card, so I had to put it in between some non-stick baking paper and put it inside a book and left it overnight with some weights on top, and that happily ironed it out. And here is the final card with it mounted on a card base. As you can see here, I ended up heat embossing the I appreciate you so much sentiment using black embossing powder and just heat set it using a heat tool. I then cut down that pink note card front and adhered it to a brown card base. And that is the card for today. If you would like more details on this card or other cards that I've made, then head over to my blog, which is melcrafting.blogspot.com. Thanks for visiting, and I hope to see you again.